pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call.
Councilmember Yaffe?
Here.
Councilmember Sauber?
Here.
Councilmember Fuller?
Here.
Vice Mayor Bruder? Here. Mayor Leonard?
Here.
Bill Quorum.
All right, very good. Number one.
Discussion and approval of a resolution to impose a temporary moratorium on the approval of registrations and applications for communications facilities, including small wireless facilities and utility poles for co-location of small wireless facilities as defined in Section 337-4017 of the Florida Statutes for 180 days. The item has been brought up by Mr. Salver.
All right,
I'll move it.
you have a motion, do you have a second?
Second.
All right. Francis Newhart, you're up.
Isaac, do you want to say anything about this? Isaac?
Yeah.
Did you want to say anything about this while you asked this?
Okay, I'll give you 2 minutes to prepare. I'll make a couple of comments because we just had a session at the legislative conference about this exact topic.
That you moderated.
And that I moderated. And it was very interesting because based on last year's legislative session, it's very, very clear that municipalities, towns, cities are under attack on some level, primarily on the state level. They're trying to dictate what we can put in our right-of-ways, how to treat our utility poles, how to treat our own right-of-ways and our own property. And historically, the state has granted all kinds of exemptions and preemptions for them to place their utilities on our property. And it came out during the session that now the federal government has a dog in the fight as well. And believe me, the federal government are not coming in to protect cities. They're just kind of buttressing the same attitude and rules that the state is proposing. So the outlook is not very good. So there are, obviously there are solutions, and obviously there are notes which I did not bring to this meeting, but I will be happy to share those with you and the public at our next formal council meeting. So we'll go. There are some actions that we can take. Obviously, the action that we're taking today is the first step. But there are other things that, in our ordinances and in our policies that we can, go through and attempt to update them with the help of our attorneys and staff. So.
Can you, because this is super important, can you give Ron an outline of which ordinances so they can start looking at it to make sure that we can start moving forward quickly?
100%.
Yeah. Just to let you know, the town hired telecommunications specialist Gary Resnick, who approved the resolution that I drafted for today, and in addition will be drafting the ordinances with regard to this issue.
So is he going to be looking at our ordinances
Yes.
to make sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I sent him
So,
everything he needs.
just to dovetail what Frank said, any element of our code that would involve this type of thing, equipment or communications, et cetera, will be examined and will be updated, and we'll try to put in as many safeguards and guidelines so we can have control. Because there are a lot of horror stories from municipalities where, utilities have come in, they've placed equipment in different places, they've destroyed infrastructure, they've gone in roughshod and then left, and the city or the town is left to clean up the messes that they made. And we need to obviously craft ordinances or adopt provisions that will protect us from that type of behavior.
And if I could add,
if they don't need them afterwards as well, as the technology moves.
Right. So we're definitely working on it. It's a priority now, and that's
It's
appropriate.
very important.
yeah, I mean,
Okay.
when you talk about updating and doing the like, Gary was the one who drafted this portion of our code anyway, so.
Right, to begin with.
It's basically having him update what he did already.
And just incidentally, in case the name comes up, he was with an associate during the presentation. The fellow's name was Tom Cloud, and he's also an attorney, a communications attorney, and he, they're kind of similar in what their backgrounds are, but I think they often work together. So if you see some correspondence either from Tom, aside from Gary, he was the other attorney that was part of the presentation.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Fred?
Sounds like a Maserati horn.
And upgrade.
I wouldn't know what one sounds like. It's always been done.
Good morning.
But if you're not-
Francis Newhut, 1060 King Concourse. First of all, it's very early in the morning. We've already discussed not having these meetings at 9 o'clock. Thank you very much, Isaac. As you can see, 2 of your members are not here today, and there are people who work, and we've already discussed not having these kind of meetings. And for a good time, we have not had these meetings at this time. I don't know why it was such a rush to have this. The second thing is, on these papers you keep sending for special meetings, it says that you have 3 minutes to speak. I'm happy I'm only having 2 minutes to speak. Okay, getting to the subject matter. This ordinance that we're talking about today is a facility, and it says here that with franchises you need 2/3 vote of the majority vote. Okay, again, this is kind of funny that it's in the morning here and 2 members are missing. So here we have 5 members who I'm sure will vote to get your majority vote, Isaac. The second thing I want to talk about is the fact that it states here that including small facilities, wireless facilities and utility poles for co-location. The definition of co-location here means to install, mount, maintain, modify, operate, or replace one or more wireless facilities on, under, within, or adjacent to a wireless support structure or utility pole. I have FP&L here, and that's our main franchise that we connect to. And let me tell you something, they're a disgrace to our town. And we have them as our franchise, so you have a say in the matter. I have pictures here of utility poles. You talk about the first thing in that ordinance about safety and all this other stuff for the public. Well, guess what? I can't even walk down my streets without, I'm not handicapped, thank God. But you know what? People can't go on the sidewalks because there's a pole there, an FP&L pole, like on Bay Harbor Terrace. You can't fit one of them, walkers, whatever. These people struggle to get through them. We just had this green something or other go around our island here. Well, you know what? Fine, but don't put the poles to interfere with them walking or whatever. Not only that, you can't ride your bike and have people walking on that same thing. So those are interfering poles. I have pictures here. My son just bought a house. The back of their poles in the East Island, that right-of-way for those poles they don't even have setbacks anymore in the back. So the poles, the wires are on top of these swimming pools. God forbid one of those wires falls into the water, they're going to get electrocuted. And you're talking about putting these wires or co-location of new things onto these poles? Did you ever look on the East, well, you live on the East Island. Do I get my 3 minutes or what?
Go ahead, 3 minutes. That was 3 minutes.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
Thank you
Well,
so you're in favor of the resolution, or you're against it?
until you fix FP&L safety.
You're in favor of it?
Safety of what? What are we doing here? I don't understand. You have to have safety before you
All
can
right, thank you
approve
for
an
your
ordinance.
comments.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just, if I could, I never interject on these matters, but just because it's an
Oh, I wanted
important
to see
issue,
pictures.
that this does not require
Because of where I can't
2/3 of
walk.
the
Right.
council. This is a resolution at this
Yeah,
point.
of course.
Okay.
Yeah, we know it's right.
Call it.
Thank you.
All right, question, please? All's in favor? Aye. Anyone against? All right, unanimous. Motion to adjourn?
Move it.
All right, second? All right, we're adjourned.
Happy holidays.
Happy
Happy
holidays.
holidays.
Happy holidays.